Hi-ho, Jeff Krause here with the One to Go Show. Breaking news, not good news, not good news. So let's face it, Coach, right? Dirt racing to us, that's our sport, right? That's what I mean to the dirt racing world. Fuck the NFL, the NHL, Major League Baseball. That's all nonsense. Dirt racing's our world. Our biggest star in the WISSOTA realm, quite honestly, Shane Sabraski. I mean, it is what it is. There's not many Shane Sabraski haters. I know there's a few of you out there because he wins all the time, but let's just face it, he's 101. Talked to Shane here earlier today. Breaking news from the 7A camp. Rough deal this weekend. Had a good night in Hibbing on the track. 2 wins and a second place finish. No disrespect to Johnny Broking, but a big assist there to Jeff Woods on that one. Thank you, Jeff Woods, for blocking for my buddy Johnny. But Shane Sabraski, it sounds like a torn bicep. Bad deal. So he got done with the super stocks and nose was kind of down and he wanted to get it in the trailer. And they said, hey, just lift up on the nose to try to get it to not drag. And he says, I didn't even lift very hard. He kind of heard a pop and felt a sensation. He's like, I think I know what that is, because around 10 years ago, 10 years ago, he tore the bicep in his right arm. He's been down this road before. Sounds like a torn bicep. Doctor said it's pretty much a torn bicep in the left arm, and he's awaiting MRI. Okay, he's awaiting an MRI right now to confirm how bad, where it's torn and all that. This ain't a good deal. I mean, let's face it, the guy just had a heart attack here a couple weeks ago. He's like, heart attack? I got races to win. He gets back out a week later with a stint. It's like, what are you doing? Well, that's why he's the Iron Man. He raced on Sunday with the arm all wrapped up, knowing that it was injured. And he's not, he's our Tom Brady in the racing world. I mean, there's nobody that has more wins, more championships. The guy's won everything. So I know there's people out there, Coach, that were pretty upset. They're like, why are you posting this about Shane? It's like, we talked to Shane. I did. I talked to Shane, right? He knew I was going to post it. It's not clickbait. It's like, this is real, legit news. This impacts a lot, right? I mean, postseason coming up, national title races. I mean, there's a lot coming down the pipeline. And this is big news in the racing world. Again, not in a good way. And unfortunately, he's not totally Tom Brady, because he probably has an MRI machine at his house, right? And would have already had that done. These frickin' doctors up there, kind of a bunch of jackasses. Don't they know who Shane Sabraski is? This should already be like, they should be like, you're Shane Sabraski, get in here. Let's get this checked out. Didn't hear back from the doctors. Probably going to be in the next day or two. Got to have an MRI. Going to have surgery. Your thoughts when you heard this, Kraus?
Yeah, it's first off, best wishes to Shane and to a speedy recovery and things like that. And like you said, Ryan, we're not gonna post something if it's super dramatic. And like you said, we're in the sports media world, and like you said, Shane's the guy. He's probably the GOAT right now. And we got news. We want to get it out there and get it out to our viewers and our listeners. So that's the first thing. Obviously, best regards to Shane. And I know all about sports injuries, whether it's in a race car or out on the hockey rink. I know all that things come, and must be we're just getting old, Shane. That's what we're getting up there. He's about my age. So like I said, Ryan, you know Shane, I know Shane. I've raced against him. You've raced against him. So nothing but the best wishes there. But a lot of implications here, not only with the Challenge Series, the late model national title, the modified national championship, and even the Superstock championship. If you start breaking things down and looking at points and where Shane's at, he's going to be in contention for all those. And then, it's a big time of the year. It's a special time of the year. And we all want to see Shane Sabraski at the WISSOTA 100. Hey, see who can beat him, see who he can compete against, all that good stuff too. So a lot of drama, a lot of news stories going on here. And like I said, I know you said there were some modified guys texting you asking what's going on, because they're looking in the rearview mirror and see where that 7A is at. He's always there at the end. So like I said, obviously our best wishes to Shane. We'll wish him nothing but the best. But like I said, big shakeup in a lot of things in WISSOTA land.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, he's in contention for everything. Currently sitting third in the Challenge Series, and hell of a season as a rookie in the late model. He's won several of those races, but he's sitting there right now and probably solidly in third. I mean, anything can happen. He's distant behind Searing and TPO, but he still has a shot. And he says, man, my number one priority right now is I'd like to finish top three there, try to get that third place, lock that up in the Challenge Series. That's a big deal to him. But also, you look at the late model national points. He's very well in position to finish inside the top three. TPO's got a really nice run going, but it's kind of between Sabraski, Dustin Strand for second. That modified race, man, I'm telling you what, that one is up for grabs. Buzzy Adams looked like he was going to dominate early. It's kind of one of those things, if it can happen, it happens to Buzzy on the racetrack lately. So he's got a dry spell. Mike Stern's kind of in the driver's seat. He reached out. He's like, what is going on here? And, Shane's friends with everybody. It's kind of a rare breed. Usually you win that much, people don't like you. Everybody likes Shane. And he's like, well, shit, hopefully he races because, quite honestly, he wants him to race, get fifth every night. He doesn't want him to win, but he also wants to compete against him. He doesn't want to see a guy go down, guy get hurt, a guy go through that. So he sends his best wishes as well. And then in the super stocks, he hasn't raced it as much, but shit, he had 8 straight wins going into this past weekend with the super, right? So, he was rolling, and Dexton Cook has a nice lead, but Shane Sabraski is a guy that could rattle off 15 in a row. Seen him do it, right? So, he's absolutely in the conversation. Now, what does this mean? Is he going to race? I don't know, right? I talked to him, kind of up in the air. He's like, you know what? At this time, it's already hurt. So until I have surgery, I can wrap it up and I can race, probably be some pain, be tougher to drive. He'll be the guy praying, please don't water the track. Don't make it rough. I don't need a cushion. I want it dry slick, right? Because it's a lot easier to drive. But he's sounds like he's probably going to race. Who knows how much, how many cars? Knowing Shane, he'll have all 3 cars, maybe bring a B-mod as well. Street stock, who knows? Because it's Shane Sabraski. But he did say this, with a bicep tear, there's a timeline, right? Like a lot of surgeries, you hurt your knee, you hurt something, and we'll just push it out to the winter. We'll deal with it later. A torn bicep, you can't do that. And once they kind of say, you got a certain timeline, if you don't, you'll screw up your tendons and you won't be able to reattach it. And then you could have like lifelong problems with that bicep. Like Changa, he had bicep injury, never went in right away, and his never reattached. So he's got one arm that's all messed up. So Shane's aware of that because he's been through this. So he's going to have to get in relatively quickly. I don't know when that's going to be. He's not sure on that yet to get that surgery done. And then it's one of those deals. Once the surgery's done, does the guy really want to race, right? Because at that point, it's already repaired. You don't want the surgery to kind of get undone. So there's a lot of question marks if he's going to finish out the season, when the surgery is going to be. But, man, tough break for the 7A. They've been through a lot, and, you hit the nail on the head. He's a good friend of ours. Good friend of everybody's. He's the number 1 star in the racing world. Give him our prayers, give us our best wishes, and hopefully he gets off to a speedy recovery. Hopefully it comes back not quite as bad as he thinks, but he didn't think it sounded good. So, Coach, you've seen this. Have you seen any bicep tears in hockey?
You know what? I haven't. It's mainly a lot of shoulder stuff in hockey, a lot of knee, hip stuff. Some knee stuff, but I don't really have a whole lot of history with bicep tears. Football players do it, a little bit more often than anything. But like you said, he'll listen to his doctors and he'll follow what his doctors do, just no different when he did with his heart attack. So he'll do the right thing and get back out there and, just make sure, he's got to watch his health. Like you said, you get to our age, that's first things first. You got to watch your health and make sure you stay healthy. And he's still got plenty of years to drive a race car. I was kind of hoping maybe he'd make an appearance up at the Fallen Lineman special this weekend at I-94 in Viking. $2,000, $200 to start the modifieds this weekend up this way. Some pretty good money. So, and he's made that trip up there before. So, like I said, hopefully we'll see him at the racetrack sooner than later.
I got to be honest. You said he'll listen to the doctors. He's a race car driver. He's not a basketball player. I kind of have my doubts. Shane Sabraski, I tell you what, I got mad respect. He's a tough son of a bitch, right? You get done having a heart attack, you don't race him the next week. It's like, really? Right? So bicep probably won't stop him either. He'll probably tell the doctor, yeah, no, I'll be good and nothing to see here. That's Shane Sabraski. If I know Shane, that's probably what he'll do. So best wishes. Get well soon, buddy. And I guess we'll report as we hear a little bit more back from Shane in the coming days, and maybe have a little bit more info on the show here later on this week.